We have been studying James Joyce, a portrait of the artist as a young man, is it? Okay. So today we will try to have a look who are the characters are there, that means in this novel. That is first time. A portrait of the artist as a young man, strictly speaking, is not an autobiographical novel. Okay, yet in the novel, Joyce attempts to weave much of the fabric of his real life into an artful tapestry of fiction. So, from the very initial stage, we have discussed the biography of James Joyce and the novel in short. We have learned that means James Joyce said that it is not the autobiography of James Joyce, but the way James Joyce attended a school, attended a college, but the same at schools and colleges, the protagonist, Stephen Dedalus, attended. Okay? And most of the following characters in this novel are based on the people who actually existed in Joyce's life. The way Okay, so if we do not think, if we think that most of the characters of the novel is quite similar to the person in James Joyce's life, so it can be called also the autobiographical novel. In almost every case, he portrayed the theme as fictional representation of religious, social and cultural elements of Ireland as they influenced Stephen Dedalus. So the main character of this novel, who is he? Stephen Dedalus. And Stephen Dedalus's characters is quite similar to the character of James Joyce. In the novel, many characters are quite similar to the characters James Joyce met in his life. So it is autobiographical novel. And the first character, that is Stephen Dedalus, afflicted with poor eyesight, lacking both physical stamina and athletic powers, Stephen develops an early introspective and intellectual curiosity. So Stephen Dedalus had a weak eyesight. James Joyce had the same eye problem. Like many sensitive young men, Stephen is ashamed of his family's ever-strained finances. Later he is troubled when he realizes the ineffectiveness and emptiness of both Irish nationalism and Catholicism. We know that in case of Ireland, there are two strong streams of religion. One, Catholicism and Protestantism. So the religious perspectives, the social perspectives, and also the political perspectives affected our protagonist characters. Who is the protagonist? That is Stephen Dedalus. And same thing happened in our writer's life, that is James Joyce's life. Eventually, Stephen flees himself, becoming increasingly isolated from others, and finally, he vows to escape all forms of emotional, intellectual, and spiritual depression, and he leaves Ireland for the continent in search of his artistic soul. The title of the novel, The Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. How does a young man think? What happens in the mind of a young boy? Observing the political, religious, and national situation. That is the theme of this novel. And that theme is very artistically presented by the protagonist, character Stephen Dedalus. Okay, so that is the main characters in Stephen Dedalus. And another character we see is Simon Dedalus, Stephen's ineffectual father, a good-natured but weak and undependable man. Weak and undependable man who prefers to live in the self-deluded reveries of his past rather than fulfill the role of a responsible parent. So Stephen Dedalus is Simon Dedalus is Stephen Dedalus' father. He is irresponsible and he can't take the responsibility properly of his family, especially the monetary affairs. That is in Stephen Dedalus' father's character, that is Simon Dedalus' character. An overly sentimental, staunch Irish nationalist. And he is a poor role model for his son. And seemingly Simon only bit of advice for Stephen is to choose his friends well and never pitch on them. And in chapter 5, Stephen describes Simon as less a father than a medical student, a oarsman, a tenor, an amateur actor, a drinker, a good fellow, a storyteller, and a praiser of his own past. Actually, Stephen Dedalus' father's character influenced Stephen Dedalus' character very well. Especially Stephen Dedalus' father, Simon Dedalus, advised Stephen that yes, try to choose your friend. Actually, how does intellectual development happen to a person? মানুষের যে ইন্টেলেকচুয়াল প্রপার্টি, মানুষের একটা প্রকৃতিকে, একটা জিনিসকে, একটা ঘটনাকে কিভাবে মূল্যায়ন করবে, এটা যে ডেভেলপ হয় সেটা প্রথম শুরু থেকেই শুরু হয়। And for this reason it is said that a person is known by his friends. And also in this novel we can say that a person can develop his or her intellectual ability keeping a good friend. And for this reason that advice was done by Stephen Dedalus' father to Stephen Dedalus. What is that? That choose a friend, choose a more knowledgeable peer, choose a good friend who can help you getting knowledge of several things. Okay, that is Stephen Dedalus' father. Mary Dedalus, Stephen's mother, and deeply religious. We see, and we have Roman Catholicism and Protestantism. Okay, and in case of Christianism, Roman Catholicism, they follow religious perspectives very strictly. Okay, they don't deny any religious principle. So Stephen Dedalus' mother, Mary Dedalus, was like that. She is very rigid in his religious belief, and for this reason, the first Christmas dinner, in which Stephen Dedalus attended, and in that dining table, there was a haughty argument, political and religious argument. And in that perspective, we have seen that Mary Dedalus is rigid Christian women, rather the Stephen Dedalus' father and also Stephen Dedalus' other relatives, they were not rigid, they are liberal. Okay, and such liberalism and such rigidness in religious perspective gave Stephen Dedalus a notion. And what is the notion? That what is the real situation, religious situation of the country where our character Stephen Dedalus was born and brought up. So the way Stephen Dedalus' character was shaped, that was very good. And in this juncture, Stephen Dedalus' mother, Mary Dedalus, played a vital role. So if Stephen Dedalus' mother, Mary, wouldn't be rigid, then the argument wouldn't happen. ডাইনিং টেবিলে যে তর্ক বিতর্ক হলো ধর্ম নিয়ে, হ্যাঁ, সেটা স্টিফেন ডেডালাস জানতো না এবং সেখান থেকে সে একটা আইডিয়াও নিতে পারতো না। সো মেরি ডেডালাস ইজ স্টিফেন ডেডালাসের মাদার অ্যান্ড শি ইজ ভেরি রিজিড ইন হিজ রিলিজিয়াস বিলিফ অ্যান্ড দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ক্যারেক্টার অফ মেরি ডেডালাস। মরিস ডেডালাস, স্টিফেন্স ইয়াঙ্গার ব্রাদার, ডাইনিং টেবিলে অনেক গেস্ট আসে, বিশেষ করে তার বাবার একজন বন্ধু আছে। আরও কয়েকজন আসছিল, তারা পলিটিক্যাল এবং রিলিজিয়াস আর্গু করেছিল, তারা ব্যাখ্যা করেছিল। এবং স্টিফেন ডেডলাস যার কাছে বড় হয়েছে, সেই নার্স এবং তার মা এক গেস্টের সাথে এইটা আর্গু করছিল যে তার মা বলছিল যে রিলিজন ইজ ফার্স্ট, বাট আদার পার্সন দে সেড নো, উই ক্যান গো ফর আদার থিংস। দ্যাট ইজ দ্য থিং। So Maurice Daedalus, Stephen's younger brother, Stephen's father, and Uncle Charles, Stephen's grand uncle, great uncle, who lives with Daedalus's family, and he is an aging, hale old man with intellectual, wall-tained skin, rugged features, and white-side whiskers. So that is another character. Aunt Dante, or Dante, not an aunt by blood but married by marriage. His well-read, clever, and overzealous Irish governess of the Daedalus' children values God and religion before everything. Okay, in the dining table, Aunt Daedalus also present. Who is Aunt Daedalus? Aunt Daedalus is Stephen Daedalus' governess. In the first world country or the European country, most of the children they are brought up by the help of a woman, and she is called governess. So Aunt Daedalus was Stephen Daedalus' governess, and Aunt Stephen Daedalus' mother was a rigid Christian believer, and the same way Aunt Dante was also very rigid in her religious belief. Okay? And they believe, that means Stephen Daedalus' mother and Stephen Daedalus' governess, they believe that God and religion before everything. But the common man, the people living in Ireland, they had been thinking about the nationalism of Ireland, the political situation of Ireland, and also the other things, cultural situation of Ireland. So everything got inspired by the presence of this very aunt, that is Aunt Dante, who is very rigid in her religious belief, that is God and religion before everything. So she is a rigid Christian believer. Who? That is Aunt Daedalus. Aunt Daedalus তার রক্তের সম্পর্কের কেউ আন না, তাকে তারা বড় করেছে। ইউরোপের কান্ট্রিগুলোতে একজন সন্তানদের দেখাশোনা করে একজন মহিলা, ভদ্র মহিলা, তার নামই হচ্ছে এই Aunt Daedalus. During Stephen's first Christmas dinner with the adults in his household, Dante's firm religious convictions clash violently with Mr. Casey, another character, Casey. Political opinions regarding Charles Stuart Parnell. We know that Ireland was a part of UK, but Ireland, the people of Ireland, Irish people have been trying to get free from the rule of UK, that means United Kingdom, and their leader was Parnell. The people love Parnell very well, and with the idea of Parnell and with the presence of Parnell in the dinner table, James Joyce wanted to induce political perspectives of Ireland in this novel